So in this video, we're going to talk about actually how to use the ArcGIS system, how to create web maps, how to create web apps, and how to publish those. So there's a lot of sort of intuitive and non-intuitive steps here, so it's really important that you sort of pay attention to everything that I do on screen. So I'm just going to, basically where we are, we're in content, we're in my content right now, and that's sort of your home screen, if you will, for ArcGIS. So if you want to upload anything, if you want to create a new map, the very first step to do is to add data, and the first thing to do would be to click Add Item from my computer. And I'm just going to add some random file on my computer at this point. I'll add this dental file. I've actually already added it, but just to demonstrate. So this dental file, I'll also pull it up on the screen here. This is what it looks like in Excel. This actually isn't the ideal format, but basically so ideally you would have your name of the organization or the name of your resource, and then an address bar. So it could be, just an address, and then everything else is kind of extraneous. You can add different notes if you want. So for this particular file, there's a bunch of different notes, or you can have nothing at all, but the things that you absolutely need to have are name and address. So that's a basic view of what that file looks like. You add a title, you have to add a tag. This is actually mandatory. And then this is important. Make sure that this checkbox is checked. Publish this file as a hosted layer. And then you go to addresses. Under address, you basically click the address name of the column, click address replace, and then click add item. And that is how you upload a layer, like a completely new layer. And once you do that, so the first step would be to upload all the layers that you already have. So instead of creating a map immediately, what you would do is you would basically just add all the layers first to the system. So every single different spreadsheet that you had, you'd add them first. And the second thing that you do would be to click Create and then click Map. So I'll just label this test because this actually is a test map. But you put in your title, you put in your tag, optional summary, save it wherever. And then this sort of layout would pop up. This is the same as I showed you in the first video. And let's load the layer that I previously uploaded. So I'm actually not sure what I just put as the title of that. I think I put test. Yeah, I put, or dental. Okay. So I'll add this layer, and that's the thing that I just uploaded. The layer that I just uploaded, and it pops up on here, and then you click Done Adding Layers. So there's a couple more things that you need to do after you've done that. You need to click this button, and then click Save. And it's kind of idiosyncratic how ArcGIS works, because you actually need to click Save after like every single thing, which is a little ridiculous, but that's just how it is. And then you also make sure to click Configure Pop-up. Remove this backspace that, click this, and then add name of organization, so that end users will be able to click a dot and the name of the thing the resource will show up. And so you've created a map, you've added a layer to the map. One more thing that I probably should have done before that is, let me go back to the layer details, the thing that I just added. Make sure that these attributes, so it says shared, not shared at all, make sure that these are actually all shared. So you just click that and click share, and then click everyone. I'm not going to do it now, but click everyone. That's just to make sure that they're actually accessible to the public and you don't need a login to access them. So once you've done that, click Save. And this is actually really important. Basically, everything you do in ArcGIS, you have to click Save. It's like using like Microsoft Word or something. You have to like click Save every single time. So make sure you do that. And then, so you've created a web map. The next step would be to create a web app. And the way you do that is to click Share and click Create Web App. So there's a couple different options here. There's a bunch of different pre-configured templates that you can use, and they're really great for using if you don't want to mess with sort of things to do in the background, if you don't want to build your own map. So for example, the Local Perspective app, which I previously created, is the one that sort of you enter in your address and then it'll pop up like how many resources are around you within like a specified radius. So this is what I'm doing right now. And that's sort of your template, or that sort of it's a very easily configured template. So there's that option. I'm going to close this, but there is that option. And then the second option would be, let's go back. Sorry, there's a lot of things happening right now. So let's open up our web map again that we just created, and I titled Test. Open this up again. It says Open Map Viewer. Okay, so we go back to this dialog, and instead of creating, say, a configurable app where you can click Web App Builder, and this gets a little bit more confusing because you can essentially create your own web app from scratch with this ability, and it's a lot more configurable in terms of what you can do. So let's give our new web app a theme. I like Launchpad, but there's other themes that you can use. And then you can go to Widgets and basically add different widgets. So the ones that I like to add are Group Filter, which depends on, it's basically like, it's a little complicated, but you can add different filters based off of like keyword selections to the map. I only use it for certain maps, but there is that option. Near Me, which is basically the web app that I just showed you with the Local Perspective web app, it's basically that function. You can add a print button, a share button, and then a select button, which I think is really important, this select button. And then you click OK, and then all of those will pop up on the bottom. You can also configure things like color and other things if you want. So the select one is really interesting because, let's see if I can actually toggle it right now. You click select. You can actually select what's in your section, and you can actually export it to a CSV file afterwards. Anyways. And then when you're done, this is basically a preview of what they will show, but once you're done, you click Save, and then you click Launch, and then you basically have your web app. So yeah, that's basically a pretty short, I think, introduction to GIS. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or to contact whoever's working on GIS on the ArcGIS team at the moment. And yeah.